Hello there friends, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. I have some fun DIYs prepared for you guys and I cannot wait to share them with you. So with that being said, why don't you grab a cup of coffee and sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And for the first DIY, we're going to grab those paper lanterns. They come in a pack of 2. They are very simple to assemble. You simply stretch it out, and then there is this metal piece that you just put it in, and here you can see that there is the large piece for the large lantern and the small one for the small one. So I'm going to start working with my small lantern, and you can see how easily you can put it together. Now the lanterns are made of tissue, so I'm going to apply paint as well as sand. I want to add sand for texture. I've never done that before. I usually use baking soda, but I do know that it's going to be very tricky because you're going to be applying it onto a tissue paper, so we'll see how that goes. So I just keep on adding as much sand as I need to get a nice texture, and off I go. And as soon as I start applying it, I do feel that the tissue is getting wet and it gives in kind of, but also at the same time you can start seeing those wires popping out and it looks good. So I decided that yes, I know that the paint is kind of heavy, so you have to put some pressure to apply it, but I'm going to keep on going and try to cover the entire thing. You can see right there that where I was holding it, I poked some holes, which I'm going to fix. You will never even see them, but you can see that how soft this ball is becoming. Second lantern, I decided to use clear coat, and I sprayed it 3 times, and it's definitely given more structure. So I wonder how the paint actually is going to look on it, because now it's going to have a harder surface to attach itself to, and you can definitely feel it when you're applying that there's harder surface, but actually it looks exactly the same as the first lantern. And you know those little holes that I poked, well, I need to fix them. So I'm putting some tape on the inside, and you will never even see them once I attach some more paint to it. But now I need to create the bottoms. So I took a foam board and I'm tracing the bottom on it. I'm going to cut it out and then grab some glue gun and attach it to the bottom of my lantern. Now you can see spackle on the side because I was going to use spackle to fill in the gaps, but I decided to go with the joint compound. I think that it's just smoother and attaches itself easier, and you can see it when it's dry, it looks amazing, and when you paint it you really think that it's a part of the whole lantern. It came out really great. And this, my friends, that is it. I think that those bases came out amazing. I loved the way the sand added some texture and the little wires, how they look. I think that they're absolutely amazing, and I don't think that you can see the difference between the two, except for the fact that I know that the large one has clear coat on it. And off we jump to the next project. We were changing some blinds in the house, and of course I could not throw my old ones, so I kept a couple of sets of blinds. So I have 3 2-inch blinds, so the height of the project is going to be 6 inches, and they have those little cuts, so I'm going with a spackle, or you can use wood putty, and I'm filling in the holes. I'm gonna let them dry, and once they are dry, sanding paper goes into action, and I'm gonna sand it nice smooth. Once sanding is done, I'm going to take some plaster Waverly chalk paint and I'm adding a coat to it. And once that is dry, I'm going to grab the elephant chalk paint and I'm going to dry brush all the edges and all the ends. And I'm not very brave when I do that, but I'm trying to add some dimension to our pieces, and I think that it came out really, really nice. And you can see I am not brave here at all. I'm just being so careful, but look how nice it looks when it's all said and done. It looks like 3 pieces of wood. So when that is done, I'm grabbing Pewter black and brushed metal gray. Actually, I'm not going to use Pewter at all in it. I just grabbed it because I thought I was. And I'm using those cute forks and spoons to create letters for my board. But before I do that, they are so shiny. I'm grabbing the brushed gray and black, and I'm totally distressing them, creating this really old look, and it looks really great on the board. So I counted how many of those pieces I needed first, and I just got to work. You can see here how different they look once they're a little bit duller, and it looks just great. So when I'm done with them, it is time to assemble the entire board. I'm flipping it over. I'm gonna grab some glue gun and also paint sticks or popsicle sticks. Yeah, that's what it is, popsicle sticks. And I'm attaching probably 5 of them. Once that is done, I'm flipping it over again and I'm arranging my letters. I had issue with letter C, didn't know what to do with it, so I just grabbed a bunch of spoons and I'm creating a C out of spoons. And it's really easy to cut them so you can really do whatever you please. But once I have all the letters arranged, I'm just gonna grab some glue gun and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to glue gun all the letters to the board, and that is going to be it for this project. Well, my friends, if you are enjoying this video and you have not subscribed yet, I would so greatly appreciate if you did. It really helps out my channel. I love making these videos, and by subscribing, you're just letting me know that I should be making more of them. So click that subscribe button if you enjoy this. And there you have it, my finished project. I think came out so nice. You could actually put like little handles on both sides. I think that it would look really cool on the wall as well, like for a tray. But I really love the way it turned out. It was so much fun to make, and those little forks and spoons look so amazing once you distress them. So how do you like it, guys? What do you think? Alright, so let's jump into the next project. I picked up this big jar, and it has 2 lemons on it. I'm getting rid of the lemons. Actually, I'm not. I'm just removing them. I am going to be reusing them. And also I'm going to get rid of the jute twine. I don't need it, and I'm going to flip it over because I don't want to deal with sanding that front page. They just say page, the side. So I'm just adding a couple of coats of black acrylic paint just to give it a nice base for this project. And once that is nice and dry, I am going to flip it over. I'm grabbing some vellum, or you can use tracing paper. Vellum is all I had, and I'm going to trace the inside of the jar. It's just gonna make it a little bit easier for what I wanna do with it. So now I'm back on my black side, and vellum is cut out, and I'm grabbing some Pintrest tape and I'm going to attach it to my jar. And yes, if you make mistakes, you will see those mistakes in the outcome, but they're all fixable, so don't stress too much about it. I'll show you my mistakes and you'll know what I'm talking about. So now that the tape is on, I'm going to paint white all the parts that are outside the center. Well, at this point you will start noticing if you did a good job taping it or not, because you will notice that it seeps through the tape, the paint does, if you didn't do a good job. So now I'm grabbing this tape, and I think it's for like car painting. It's a 3mm tape that I got on Amazon, and I'm going to leave you a link below to it, and I'm placing it on my jar in a completely random order. So some of them are closer together than others. There's absolutely no pattern to it. I'm just going from one side to another, so I guess there is a pattern to it because these are long lines going diagonally kind of. So there you have it. And once it is all done, this is how it looks. And I am grabbing Scallion and Lagoon Waverly paints. Those are going to be my 2 paints, and basically I'm gonna go in and paint those different lines. One is gonna be green, then the other one is gonna be blue, and so on and so forth. So you're going to have that green and blue pattern. I really love those 2 colors together. They scream summer to me, and I really enjoyed working with them. Make sure that for the thinner parts you want to use a smaller brush, of course. And here you have it. It's all nice and dry, and it is time to pull off the tape. And please tell me if you don't find it satisfying. It is so satisfying to pull off painter's tape or this kind of tape from a project. The reveal is amazing. And now going in the center, I know that there is a mess down there, and there is a mess down there, but it is okay, because you will grab some black paint and fix all the lines, and you will never know that there was any spillage. Look at that. It looks great, doesn't it? The magic of paint. So now let's get back to our lemons. You know, they're glittery, and I don't want to sand them down because I don't want to lose the image. So I'm just grabbing the Scallion paint, and I'm gonna go and paint right on top of anything that is glittery. So all the glitter is getting a nice coverage in the Scallion paint, and you will never know that there was any glitter on it at the end. Once I'm done with the large lemon, I'm gonna move on to the small one because I want to utilize both pieces, and I'm doing just exactly the same thing as I did to the first one. Okay, so I'm going to grab this box for the base, and I'm giving it a white coat on the inside and on the outside. Now I went into my Cricut and I printed out Mark Your Cup and Drink It Up, and I'm going to transfer it to my cup. And you can, when you look on the top, you can see that my line on top is not even, the black line where the black meets all the different colors, but I'm going to fix it, and I'll show you how to fix it in just 1 second. But meanwhile, I'm just transferring the letters. It is so fun. It's so satisfying to pull off that transfer tape. And with that, I also cut out a little cup, so the little cup with the umbrella goes on the bottom of it as well. So now we kind of have to see where everything is gonna go. So I'm going to attach it. It's gonna fit inside a little bit. You know, it goes like maybe 1/2 inch inside the box, so I know I'll be able to use glue gun there, and my cup is gonna go on the right hand side. On the left hand side you can put like little shot glasses. So the original plan was to add glue and then glue it and then go in the back and support it, but you know what? The glue gun did the magic. I did not have to go and fix anything else. When I picked it up, it was holding strong, and I just didn't feel that it needed any additional work. So now the lemons are going on, and there you have it. I'm grabbing my big lemon, and you know that crooked line on top that I told you about? Well, that is going to cover my crooked line, so nobody's going to see that the line is crooked. So the large lemon is going to go on top, and the small lemon, I'm going to take it and attach it onto the box. Now I want to create a straw, so I use this popsicle stick. It seemed like the right width, and I'm going to give it a nice coat in blue, or the lagoon color that I have been using, and I'm going to let it dry. Now my marker, my Sharpie that is going to be attached to it, I have to attach it somewhere, right? Well, I didn't want that color of Sharpie in there, so I decided that I'm going to paint it in scallion green. And to hold it up, I'm just using some of my floral foam. I just put it in there and gave it a nice coat, and actually 2 coats of that scallion paint, and you'll see the outcome in just 1 second. And there you have it. It is nicely covered. I think it came out really great, and it looks good because it's, you know, it's pulling all the colors together and just doesn't look like your regular standard Sharpie. So it is assembly time. I'm going to add some glue to my little straw, and I'm going to attach it just like that to the back of my piece. And it's very simple. I did not show you that I added the glue to it, but there was a glue on it. So the straw is going on and it looks amazing. And now I'm going to attach my pen or the marker into my board, and I'm using those little velcro dots. So I'm going to attach 1 dot to the board and 1 dot to the marker, and I'm actually coloring it in black so it's not very obvious, but it actually works pretty good. It holds nice and it looks great. And that is finishing the entire project. I think that it all looks so great. I think adding adding the color to the marker made such a huge difference, because all of a sudden it looks like a personalized thing, you know? And I think the whole piece is fun. And now it's time to barbecue and go and have fun. And we are going to do it. We're gonna mark your cup and drink it up and have a lot of fun in the backyard. And my last project is probably the easiest one. Yes, I do have lemons in the backyard. So I'm grabbing a jar and I'm filling it with lemon leaves and my lemons, and I'm trying to assembling them so that it does look nice. It just adds such a nice decor piece. But I am going to turn to a candle, and I cannot wait to show you how I'm going to do it without wax. So after everything is put together, I'm just adding some water to it, and you want to fill it up but not to the very, very top. Now here are some of those floating wicks. Have you guys seen them? They come in a pack of 50 and it has a little floaty thing, and then there is a wick. They're so inexpensive and they are so much fun. So you grab one of those little floating bases which are made of cork and a little wick, and we're just gonna place it on top into our candle, and it's just going to float on it. And I'm going to make 3 of those total for this size of a jar. But before I throw it in there, I'm using vegetable oil. Yep, that's the magic. Using vegetable oil on top. You can use a couple of a tablespoon, maybe 2. I think I read that a tablespoon burns for 2 hours. Ooh, but I'm not completely sure, and they did not specify if it was for 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I really and I have not really timed it. But the vegetable oil goes in, and you're going to put those little floating wicks on top of the oil. Vegetable oil is not the only oil that you can use, but this is what I had on hand. And now it is action time. Let's turn on the fire and see how they burn. And look at that, it is so neat. I love the way it came out. They really beautiful. I just absolutely love it. And you can see it's very strong actually. Those little wicks, they give out a lot of light. And yes, I know I'm using 3 of them in a jar, but still. So what do you guys think? You like the project? I think it's gonna look great with our other piece on the barbecue table. So my friends, what do you think? Did you love the projects? I hope you do, because I love them all. I hope you enjoyed the video and you're gonna give it a try. And please make sure you subscribe, and if you haven't done so. And to all of you that are my subscribers, see you guys next time. Ta-ta.